Welcome to TYT Sports. Francis and Jason here with three more enticing stories. Right into it because the NBA season tipped off on Tuesday. And it started with two teams that we're likely going to see in the NBA Finals, although they didn't play each other. The Spurs played the Warriors, the Cavs played the Knicks. The Knicks are not one of those teams that will be in the NBA Finals this year, unfortunately, as much as I would love that. But the big topic of discussion is that if for a third time in a row the Cavs and the Warriors were to meet in the NBA Finals, is that bad? Is that bad for the NBA? This is very much a yes or no question, and I think a lot of it comes down to, for the masses, would you rather see other teams in the finals altogether? Would you rather see the Cavs tested by a Spurs again in the finals, or a Clippers, or a Blazers? Damian Lillard goes off. Point guard, the point beard, James Harden, PB13 just goes nuts and makes it, or other way around, the Warriors get back there, but they meet a Boston Celtics maybe an Orlando Magic. I'm spitballing.
Intriguing.
I'm spitballing.
Of course, everyone likes to see something a little different now and again. It was very refreshing to see a team come from nowhere, like a Leicester City that happened in Premier League. It's never going to happen, I don't think, in the NBA. It's a much harder sport, I think, to do that over that length of a season. But, yes, you would like to see change. But am I going to sit here and complain when I get to see Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, J.R. Smith competing against each other in an NBA Finals? No, you would be. I think you're ridiculous. I think you're a hater of LeBron James and you're a hater of the Golden State Warriors. If your team doesn't get there, understandably, you're not as engrossed if your team has a chance of getting there. Like maybe you're a Spurs fan. You're like, I don't want to watch this again. We could have got there. Understandable. But if you're just a fan of the NBA, I don't think you can complain about these two teams getting to a finals because on the one hand, you have a super team, and on the other hand, you have the best player to have graced the game in the last, 10 years. So
15 years.
You're going to say he's better than Kobe? Is that what you're telling me?
LeBron James? Yes. I don't think there's a question anymore at that point. Are you talking about all-around play?
It's bold.
No, it's LeBron James.
What about the rings? What about the blings?
I get it.
I agree with you. I'm just throwing out the questions.
We can have the conversation at the end of LeBron's career, but like when LeBron shatters Kobe's scoring record, when he shatters all of Kobe's numbers, again, people will look back. You're the one who said it. In 15, 20 years, when the new LeBron comes around, the new Jordan, the new Kobe comes around, we'll sit there and we'll be like, well, he wasn't LeBron. You're saying he's better than LeBron. Like, it's the most obvious discussion we'll be having. I wish YouTube existed 30, 40 years ago, because like on YouTube, things live forever. You can always find clips and stuff like that. So I wish I could have found, whatever, be NBC Sports. They're like the nightly news where they talked about like, well, he's not Jordan.
Yeah.
He's not Kareem.
Well, they probably did the same with Jordan at the time, and they're probably like, there's no way.
Right. So you just made the point, though. Like, I love watching Spurs basketball. Some people don't. I understand that, but I think it's like one of the most fun, beautiful things to watch. If you're a basketball fan, I don't know how you wouldn't really like watching them play. So there's an argument for other storylines, right? Mm-hmm. Is a Cavs-Warriors finals bad for the NBA? No, the ratings prove that. Like last year's finals, like the highest rated finals in a long time. There was a Game 7. It was some sloppy basketball for a couple of those games, undoubtedly, but you also had yourselves one of the most memorable finals we'll have in a while. And by the way, the year before that, another highly rated finals because it was LeBron versus the world. His whole team was injured.
Yeah.
So is it bad for the NBA? No, it's actually the one thing the NBA probably wants over anything else because it's the third in a row, which means it's the rubber series.
Yeah.
It will be upwards of the 20th game, upwards of 20. They were 6 games in the first final, 7. So, talking game 16, 17, 18, 19 of this era of basketball. It's also defining of this era of basketball. Yeah. Like from 2010 to 2020, we're going to look back and it's going to be considered the Warriors and versus LeBron years in history for that 10 years at a time. The torch is not ready to be passed off just yet to the newest generation. At some point, that will happen. LeBron will decline at some point in his career, we think. Steph Curry won't be as spry as he used to be. Kevin Durant will get older. But for right now, guess what? The finals this year being Cavs vs. Warriors is good. The finals next year being Cavs vs. Warriors is also good. For the NBA. I'm not speaking for the people here. I'm speaking for the league.
Fans are going to have their allegiance. But the NBA ratings this year, if they don't break, if those two get to the finals, here it comes, Jason, and they don't break last year's rating record and wealth, I'll eat my shoe. Again.
Yes.
I'll eat my ninth shoe.
I love, but here's the thing, you've never had to eat your shoe.
Exactly, because I'm always right.
Can we do a clip soon for the channel? Like all the times Francis said he'd eat his shoe, and
Yeah.
then all the times you didn't have to eat your shoe.
Exactly. There's so many times. Like, but this one flirts with it a little bit. But the only reason I say that, and I'm confident. By the way, it's not. I'll eat my shoe if they don't make it there. That's not what happens.
You'll order like 15 like DVRs and Time Warner cable subscriptions to be like, I will get these ratings up.
I will. They're going up. But this year, especially with Kevin Durant going back, everyone wants to watch to see if it's valid. They want to be like, is this valid? Is his move going to be validated by a win? Is he going to get that ring that he's been on this conquest for? Is he going to finally be able to get over that hump and prove that this was the right move? Everyone's going to tune in for that. I don't care if you despise the Golden State Warriors. I don't care if your team lost with a last-minute game-winning buzzer beater.
Even if you do despise, like I hate watch things.
Yeah, get it off.
I'm gonna be honest.
Kobe Lauren, get it off. Oh, watch it.
Francis, I hate watch The Walking Dead at times.
I know.
For whatever reason, I don't want to watch it. I don't think it's good anymore. Yet I do.
And hate what? There's a
So
good
you
sense
don't
of
think people are gonna hate watch LeBron? People hate watched Kobe, right? Let's go back to the fight. No, let's go back. Let's go back a little bit to the Heat finals, right? There was the one against the Spurs, the last one, which was like the most lopsided finals in NBA history, given the talent on both teams. Like the fact that the Spurs won in 5. Our CEO, Jen, called that and has literally never let that go. Thank God for the World Cup saying that Spain would win because it kind of counteracted that great prediction with a bad one. Okay, before that, Spurs again, that's when the Heat won it, was not the most enticing finals. Their first one, the Heat's first one with LeBron trio together, LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, against Oklahoma City, where the Oklahoma City won the first one and LeBron looked distraught. Dwayne Wade looked distraught, like completely. It looked like their soul was eaten because for that one game, which is probably how the Indians, how the Cubs were feeling after losing the Indians in Game 1, they were just like, how? Again?
Yeah.
Again? This can't happen. And then they came back from it, which those games were closer than it was, but again, the storylines weren't there just yet. Kevin Durant was becoming the best player in the league at the time. Or rivaled with the best players in the league at the time. Russell Westbrook had not grown into that point yet. James Harden was still there. The narratives now all point, because by the way, hold on, go back one more. Western Conference Finals, the highest ever rated Western Conference Finals, if the Thunder can meet the Warriors there. Oh my God. Or if it's even in the first round of the playoffs, if the Thunder were to meet the Warriors. The highest rated ever first round playoff series would be that. No, undoubtedly. And if the Spurs were to meet the Warriors and any of them too, that would get some insane.
I just think that you're going to grow. The more the sport gets better, the more these athletes continue to just defy logic, defy gravity, defy everything. The sport's going to keep growing unless something ridiculous was to happen and all the players were just to leave. I think your ratings are going to get better every year, the more that people are growing and watching.
And where? The New York Knicks. They all come to me.